I'm the fittest I've ever been. Timing, reflexes, everything is better than it's ever been. I kid you not. Everything is still there. I'm 29 years old, coming into the prime of my life. I'm stronger and faster, holding more muscle mass than ever. I'm more confident looking at the opposition. Joshua, it's going to be an easy fight, no contest. He is looking for one punch all night. Anyone who can move a little bit and throws feints, he struggles with. He can't land. I'd outbox him for a few rounds, then I'd knock him out. Those are the words of Tyson Fury speaking at the press conference to announce his June 9th comeback, which will be at the Manchester Arena. He says he's better than ever. Is this all bluster? Is this all just promotional hype? Or is there anything to this? Could Tyson Fury actually be better than ever? For me, it will be amazing if he really is. He might be able to give the impression that he is. Some well-picked opponents might be able to give that impression to the public. I remember when Mike Tyson first came out of prison in, I believe it was 95, and he said that he was better than ever. He said he was punching harder than ever, or his people rather than him. But his team was saying he's better than ever, he's punching harder than ever. Well, Tyson himself said he was punching harder than ever. But yeah, his people were saying he's better than ever. Many journalists believed he was better than ever. He got rid of Peter McNeely, then Buster Matthews Jr. Then he knocked out Frank Bruno in a rematch in 3 rounds. And his team at the time were calling him the best, greatest of all time, the best ever. I remember Barry McGuigan in the Sky Studio after Mike Tyson knocked out Frank Bruno in the rematch. And McGuigan looked shell-shocked. He looked like a guy who was, you know, in awe of Mike Tyson. And he didn't see anybody beating Tyson. Certainly not Holyfield. And it really was a case of people believing it was a new reign that Mike Tyson was about to go on. Many people, as I say, believing he was as good as ever, if not better. But he wasn't. And there was one man who called it, and that was Teddy Atlas's former trainer. I remember Teddy Atlas being ringside for, I think it was Lennox Lewis versus Phil Jackson. And in this interview at ringside, this was actually before Tyson came out of prison. And Teddy Atlas said, romantic thinking and the press, etc., may make people believe that Tyson is as good as he used to be. But when he comes out, he's not going to be better than he was before he went in. He's going to be worse. But as I say, Teddy Atlas was virtually a lone voice because the vast majority of the press, the vast majority of the fans, etc., they bought into the romantic thinking. They bought into the hype from Tyson's team, particularly after Tyson came out and knocked a few people over. Then people really were buying into the hype, believing he was going to be better than ever. But the fact is, the 3.5 years out the ring, etc., the lack of discipline that he had, which, let's not get it twisted, Mike Tyson's lack of discipline was nowhere near as bad as Tyson Fury's lack of discipline for the most part. Was Tyson the same Mike Tyson after he came back? No, he wasn't. He wasn't. He was still very formidable. Don't get it twisted. Very formidable. But he wasn't quite the same. But then again, he wasn't really the same when he went in. And in fact, that's another thing that Teddy Atlas said. He said, is Tyson going to be the same when he comes out? No, he isn't. He wasn't the same when he went in. You know? So, he wasn't the same. Muhammad Ali, when he had, 3.5 years off or 3 years out for the situation with the Vietnam War, he wasn't the same when he came back. Timing wasn't quite there. Reflexes weren't as good as they were before. His speed wasn't as good, especially the foot speed. His foot speed had slowed down a lot during the 3.5 years out. So, Tyson Fury, if he comes back and he really is better than ever, he'll be doing something unprecedented, as far as I'm concerned, in the history of the heavyweight division, as far as I'm aware. That long out to come back and still be at the very top. To be fair, I think Joe Louis had a fair amount of time out the ring at one point during his career. He might be the exception. When he was participating in World War II, because he wasn't fighting or anything, but he was doing exhibition fights and stuff like that. I'm not sure how long he was out for, but he was doing exhibition fights at the time, so maybe he was keeping himself in shape. I don't know. Anyway, point being, it will be highly unusual for Tyson Fury to be able to come back and be as good as ever. We'll see. Sometimes you can feel like you're in great shape and everything's going well when you're in the ring. When you're in training and you're sparring. But when you actually get in the ring for a fight, it feels totally different. As everybody always says, so many fighters have said, there's no substitute for actual real fighting. You can think you're this, that, and the other in training and sparring, but until you get in the ring in a top level fight, you never really know where you're at. I know Mayweather is somebody who manages to come back and do what he does, but again, he's an exception rather than the rule. And again, he's not a heavyweight. A heavyweight, guys have got slower metabolisms and what have you. So anyway, let me know what you guys feel about this in the comments. I'm out.